Alright, so first off, like we said, Kal, Halal, Yahweh, Bashmi, Shai, Bashmi, Kakodash. To be honest, to the Apostle Great Miss Stone, and shalom to the brothers that do work of the Lord sincerely and in truth.
Shalom.
Shalom, my brothers from the James Jamaica camp, the brother Ash, and with me.
Brother Kanai.
Right, and we just want to go in a little, if you want to call it exaltation forum, based upon the Sabbath, right? Because, you know, a lot of people, have them concept of the Sabbath based upon the traditions of them group for learn in the society, but you know that is not how this Shabbat should be kept, right? It's not Friday sundown down to Saturday sundown, right? That is not how it should be kept, right? So it's going into information, you know, why the calendar we are used right now would suggest that Saturday is a Sabbath, right? It's off, right?
Alright, so this article is titled Where Did the Names of the Days of the Week Come From?
Right.
Right, and you can find it on almanac.com. Let me see if I can see the author's name. I'm not seeing an author, but should be able to find it with that much information. Alright, so anyways, it reads, Where did the names of the days of the week come from?
Right.
And the answer is, the Babylonians named the days after the 5 planetary bodies known to them,
Right.
Tuesday through Saturday,
Right.
and after sun and moon, Sunday and Monday. The custom were later adopted by the Romans. Empire Constantine
Now, the first thing we establish right here, so is that the days them we are following now, right? Them get created by the Babylonian Empire, right? It's a pagan kingdom, right? The scripture say in Jeremiah 10, it said, "Learn that we have to Eden, right? And be not dismayed by the stars, because be heathen are dismayed at them." Now, them being dismayed at the stars are the reason why them name the week, the so-called days of the week, for the star them, like how them have them aligned right now.
Can.
Right, so that are the first thing we should say, yo, something wrong with that. Right, go ahead, Doc.
Alright. Empire Constantine established the 7-day week in the Roman calendar in 321 and designated Sunday and Monday as the first 2 days of the week.
So do you realize that Constantine randomly chose 2 days?
Can.
Sunday and Monday to be the first 2 days of the week. Randomly. Right now, if you know the Most High work, the Most High is not the art of confusion. Right, the Most High said let everything be done decently and in order. So there must be an order to how this thing is done. Right, it was not a random happening where Constantine write down and it become gospel. No. Right, go on to anything like
you can pull up yours as well. For sure, this jumping at the days.
Oh, I think it was under weeks. Now this is from Wikipedia. Right, we just type in the Gregorian calendar, right, and this is under the title Weeks, and we just go down to the end of the second paragraph, right? So we can follow it up, or we can put the description in the put the link in the description. So let's get to the point. So he said it said in case of a few countries, and they adopted the reform calendar and the proposed and the date proposed by Gregory the 8th for the calendar's adoption, Friday the 15th of October 1582, right? And they say the preceding date was Thursday the 4th of October as according to the Julian calendar. Right, so if you notice what happened there is that them skip a few days. Right, so and what he's saying is that, and so when them adapt the calendar to themselves, them say, okay, today's gonna be the 15th of October 1582, right? But the day before them skip it was before them adapt it, was the 4th of October, which was a Thursday.
So essentially what transpired, for example, today would have been October. Well, today is October 31st.
Right.
But when they changed the calendar, they just randomly selected another date. For example, March, April, like I say, April 12.
Right.
So March 31st would have been April 12th.
Right.
Basically, that's how the change transpired.
Right. So it was a random change. Right. So it was not was following any specific order as to have the time correct as how it's supposed to be. Now if you understand what the real calendar was supposed to use is like, you cannot measure it like that using the days them what we use now. Right, because we're supposed to be using, matter of fact, let's get a precept right away. Genesis. Oh, Genesis 1. Just type in Gen and see if it come up. Yeah. Right.
Alright, so starting at 14. Genesis chapter 1 verse 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and for years.
So let there be signs for seasons and for days and for years. Right, and that is the key to what we're calling it supposed to be. Right? He said the light in the sky is supposed to be for signs and for seasons, for days and for years. Right? Hence, and for sure how it information is not far-fetched. Even the word month itself, right, it come from the word moon.
Gone.
Right, because the moon is where you use to know the cycle of the month.
Gone.
Right? So after the new moon come up, right, then the full cycle of the moon is gonna be 28 days. Right? No, the problem was why, well, not a problem, but the reason why these men felt like they had to, what they wanted to do was put it on paper, where instead of looking at the sky, or use you have a calendar, you have a lunar calendar where you construct with stone or whatever for measure, But what they wanted to do was put it on paper where you can stay in your house and look at it. Now, the way how the ordinance is set up, it's not really possible for really do that, right? And this is the reason why them add and subtract days to try to match up to the season them if you see how long a year lasts, right? Because the beginning of a year, because even this time have half, the beginning of a year actually is supposed to start at the beginning of spring, right? And end at the end of winter. Right, but there is no specific day if say winter ends the 31st of March or start there's no specific day like that. Right, so this is where that's the reason why they might try to put it on paper. Them can say, okay, here's it more organized. Yeah, in their eyes, but then always fall days off, 2 days off, 3 days off. This is the reason why you have leap years. To try to catch up for the amount of hours them would then get off.
And to support your point.
Go ahead.
Alright, these are the months according to the Julian calendar. Right. You have January and February at the beginning. But if you notice, as well the act just point out, the beginning of the year is supposed to be in spring, which that time is around March.
Right.
March, April, thereabout.
Right.
And when you look at the names here, they are synonymous with prefix that would match numbers, right? Coming down, you have March, April, coming down to quintilis, which quint means 5. So this year, this should have been the 5th month of the year, right? And then you have sextilis, which is 6, September, 7, October, all the way down to December, which is the 10th month, right? So you can see that they match perfectly with numbers here. Right, so that's the point that it's supposed to start within spring.
Right, so where I try to get to, what these men did with because the scripture said that, they said they shall think to change times and laws. Right, so what these men did, them reconstruct time, or how time's supposed to be in terms of days and days of the week and the month to fit their own personal, idolatry or them agenda. Right, and with that do it, if what you cannot do, let me say it this way then, is follow based off what these men say, yo, right? You go off, right? Because if you pay attention to what I say so far, then I realize that Sunday could not be the first. Sunday is a very low chance that Sunday would actually be the first day of the week. Right? So as I said before again, the most I never leave this thing up to confusion, to guessing. Right? The most I as reading in Genesis, him tell it directly that him make the light in the skies for judge them thing there. Right?
Get a precept for you. It says Sirach chapter 43 verse 5. It says, great is the Lord that made it, and at his commandment run it hastily. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world.
Right, go ahead.
For the moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection.
Right.
The month is called after her name.
He said the month is called after her name, and before that he said on the moon, he said for the moon is a sign for the feast. Right, because
it's a declaration of times
and,
as well.
And the declaration of times, because the moon we use for judge what time of the year it is now. The moon and the sun, of course, right? And the feast days them get judged by the moon or whatever. Because if you follow this about the right way, then you know say after the new moon, right? Then 7 days after that, you're gonna have the first half moon, some people call it, or first quad, right? And then 7 days after that, you're gonna have a full moon, and then 7 days after that, you have the last quad.
It's a perfect
right,
cycle.
the cycle perfect, yo. It is perfect. Right, as I said, the thing. Oh, I never finished that point here. The thing will get them off is that from the end of the 28-day cycle to the next new moon is sometimes skip a day, based on the moon cycle. It sometimes skip a day, right? So that is what throw off them astrologers or what them try to put together the calendar, right? But that also how the most I said the ordinance. Right, you know, we just have to work with it as is.
And being that Sunday is it is highly likely that Sunday is not the first day of the week. That means that you cannot use the days of the week to determine the Sabbath.
Right.
Because if the source is inconsistent,
right,
then anything from the days of the week must be inconsistent as well.
Right.
Which means that you cannot just up and say, well, Friday Eve to Saturday Eve is the Sabbath.
No.
You have to work it according to the cycle of the moon, which I perfectly put it. Right? You have the new moon, which is the first day of the week. The new moon, as you can see here, the precept said the declaration of times. Right? Because you're not going to go into the Bible and say, you have to say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You see, first day, second day, and that's how they mark them. Right? So the only way you can really know, you have to be able to identify the first day of the week, which the new moon highlights or indicates to you when is the first day of the week.
Right.
So you have to follow that moon now in order to determine when the actual Sabbath is.
Bring out the
No, the
Isaiah.
Isaiah. All right.
Right, just another precept for push cross that the moon determine when the Sabbath, yo. You know, I know what, no, we're in the year 2020, yo, right? It's the year of prophecy, which the things are unfolding in front of us so fast, you know. Sometimes you have to wonder, you know, if this thing really happen, right? So no one at that time we have to drop back on certain things, you know, at the time we need to, you know, get these things right. It's now or never, right?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Alright, so Isaiah chapter 66 verse 23, and it reads, and it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another.
Right, so from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, because the two of them go hand in hand, yo.
Okay.
Right, the new moon, the first new moon, are the first Sabbath for the month.
Okay.
Right, and the cycle go on 7 days after that, and the next Sabbath, and 7 days after that, and the next Sabbath.
First quarter, the full moon, last quarter, and then the new moon again.
Right. You know, so as me say, no one has time for you to get lost in about, you know, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, yo. That's that thing at the past. That was from the days of ignorance. Right? Now we're past that, yo.
Okay.
Right now we're supposed to move on to perfection. Right, you haven't is it topic?
Yeah, I think the point is established. We really reach a stage where we have greater things, right? greater things to deal with, greater things to pay attention to.
Okay.
The scripture, let me just read one more scripture.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Where it says, give us oil from your lamp.
Oh, yeah, Matthew. Just type in virgins, foolish virgins. Five were wise, five were foolish.
Let's type virgins then. Alright, so this is Matthew chapter 25, verse 11, and it reads, Afterward came also other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch, slack. Let me get. I think it starts up a little bit more. Alright, so. Alright, so starting at verse 1, Matthew chapter 25, verse 1, it said, Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them.
Right.
But the wise took oil in their vessels with lamps. Right? So it's like what we're saying now. Right, this is supposed to be a part of the foundation. It's supposed to have this lock, and this is something you're supposed to visit frequently, because the scripture says lest at any time they sleep.
Right.
Right, you're supposed to have this down as a part of the foundation. Right. In that case, this would have been high, because you have to first understand the basic,
right,
the milk precept them, in order to deal with the meat, which are other things to understand. Right, moving on. They say, while the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. So this is basically how the Lord will come, right? Like a thief in the night. We won't know. So we're supposed to be watching for the events, everything that is taking place around us, especially with this coronavirus thing building up. You understand? The tension, everything that is unfolding now, we're supposed to be tuned in. Right, circumspect, right? It said, at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut.
Right.
So that's pretty much it.
Right. So you have to make sure you're up to speed here. You can't because there's gonna come a time when as scripture call it the famine of the word. Right. So you have to make yourself ready now, right? Because them precepts will lodge in your mind from now. Right. So so as I said before, no one time for you go up with them thing here, we should be know them thing here, right? And prepare yourself for harder times.
Yeah, greater things, yo.
Right, for greater things. So, with that, I say shalom, Tawa de Hawabashmi, Shai Barkti, Hawabakti, Shai, Mashmaka Kodash. Until the next one, shalom.
Shalom.